Nobody announced it. There was no press conference and no statement from Tiger Woods. It came out because Ernie Els was asked a question in July and answered honestly. According to Els, Woods did not simply listen to the idea of playing on the PGA Tour Champions. He started asking questions about it, then Els said 4 words that changed the story. If you follow Tiger Woods, subscribe to the channel so you do not miss what happens on September 8th. Tell us in the comments whether you believe Tiger Woods will ever tee it up in competition again. Ernie Els is a 4-time major champion who now competes on the PGA Tour Champions, the circuit for players age 50 and over. Woods turned 50 in December, which made him eligible for that circuit for the first time in his life. Els was asked whether he could see Woods joining. His answer confirmed that the two men had already talked about it privately. "He's always welcome, he knows that," Els said. "We had the discussion about the Champions Tour, and he asked me about it, and he started warming to it." Those last 4 words carry the weight. Woods has spent his entire professional life measuring himself against the strongest fields in the sport. For years, every conversation about his future assumed a return to the PGA Tour, competing in the majors, walking every hole. Els described a different Woods, one who asked questions instead of dismissing the idea. Els also explained why the conversation has moved slowly. "He's a busy guy, he's got a lot of responsibility," Els continued. "He's always been very busy shifting around the last 4 or 5 years, a lot of stuff behind the scenes." He then added a line that made clear he intends to keep pressing. "I'll keep knocking on his door. I think this is the type of golf course that would really suit him." Those responsibilities and that behind-the-scenes activity are now a matter of public record because Tiger Woods is scheduled to appear before a judge. Woods will appear in court at 8:30 in the morning Eastern Time on Tuesday, September 8th in Martin County, Florida, according to multiple reports citing county records. It will be his first in-person court appearance since his car accident on March 27th. He faces 2 misdemeanor charges, driving under the influence involving property damage, and refusing to submit to a lawful test. He has pleaded not guilty to both. His attorney, Douglas Duncan, has represented him at every hearing so far and has requested a jury trial. Woods waived his arraignment, which means he did not appear in person to enter a plea at the start of the case. That is one reason the September 8th date carries weight. Until now, the process has moved forward without him physically present in the room. The date has been reached only after repeated delays. The hearing was initially expected around April 17th. It was then set for May 5th, moved to July 10th, and pushed again following a hearing on August 4th. The account TW Legion, which tracks his schedule closely, reported the reason for the repeated postponements. It has been pushed many times due to ongoing discovery in South Florida. Discovery is the stage where both sides gather evidence, and in this case, prosecutors have used it aggressively. A ruling in July allowed them to obtain the hospital records connected to the crash, covering the day of the accident itself. A separate order granted access to his prescription history for the period leading up to the crash. Prosecutors argued the documents were relevant to determining whether medication played a role in what happened. His legal team had challenged the request, arguing that his medical information should remain private. A court order was issued to keep the details sealed and away from public view. A conviction on these charges carries potential jail time, fines, probation, or mandatory education, depending on how the case proceeds. To understand why prosecutors pursued those records, it is necessary to go back to what happened on March 27, 2026. Woods was driving his Land Rover near his home in Jupiter Island, Florida. He attempted to overtake a power washing truck at a high rate of speed. The vehicles collided. His Land Rover rolled onto its side on a residential street. The Martin County Sheriff's Office said that Woods and the other driver were not injured in the 2-car crash. Officers who responded to the scene found 2 hydrocodone pills in his pocket and noted physical signs of impairment. He was given a breathalyzer test, which registered 0 alcohol in his system. He then refused to take a urine test, which is the basis of the second charge against him. He was taken to the Martin County Jail, where he was held for the minimum period required under Florida law before being released on bail. Photographs from that night show him being driven away from the facility. At the time of the crash, Woods was preparing for a comeback. He had undergone his 7th back surgery and was set to return to competition at the 2026 Masters at Augusta National. His return had been the central story of the build-up to the tournament. Weeks before it began, the crash ended those plans and he ruled himself out of competitive action. His last competitive round remains the 2024 Open Championship at Royal Troon. What followed was a near-total disappearance from public life. Woods entered a 90-day treatment program in Zurich, Switzerland, seeking specialized care after the accident. He returned to the United States in June. Because of that program and the injuries that preceded it, he missed all four men's major championships in 2026. It was the second year in a row that he missed every major. There was a second reason for his low profile. On May 20th, his girlfriend, Vanessa Trump, announced that she had been diagnosed with breast cancer and had undergone a procedure that week. Woods briefly returned from Switzerland after her announcement. On June 13th, she posted a further update, saying she had spent 4 weeks recovering from surgery and was about to begin a second stage of treatment. She has not issued a public health update since. His public appearances since June can be counted on one hand. He attended the high school graduation celebration for Kai Trump. He appeared alongside PGA Tour Chief Executive Brian Rolap to introduce a new tour policy where he supported the changes but did not answer questions about his legal case. While Woods stayed out of view, one of his longest-standing records moved to the edge of falling. For more than 26 years, Tiger Woods has been the leader in official career earnings on the PGA Tour. His total stands at $120,999,166. He has held the top position since February 13th, 2000, following a runner-up finish at Torrey Pines. Scottie Scheffler is now at $120,390,661. The gap between them is $608,505. Scheffler collected $426,250 for a tie for 12th place at the BMW Championship at Bellerive Country Club in St. Louis. The week before that, he won in Memphis by 8 shots, a victory that moved him past Rory McIlroy into second place on the all-time list. That leaves the Tour Championship at East Lake as the moment the record is likely to change hands. The playoff finale carries an official purse of $40 million, with $10 million going to the winner and $5 million for solo second. Scheffler would need approximately a 13th place finish to move ahead of Woods. Rory McIlroy is not out of the race either. He enters East Lake with $117,848,372 in career PGA Tour earnings, giving him a chance to move past both players depending on the final results. The comparison between the two careers is stark in one specific way. Woods accumulated his total across 378 starts and 82 victories. Scheffler has reached his figure in fewer than 168 starts with 21 victories. Scheffler has averaged more than $700,000 for every PGA Tour start he has made. Scheffler was asked about the record on August 19th and pointed directly at that difference. "Yeah, like you said, that has a lot to do with the purses and all that," he told reporters. "I'm not really too close to him in terms of career wins up to you." He then added, "What, am I like a fourth of the way there, something like that?" He went further, crediting Woods for the money now available in the sport. "Tiger did a lot for the game of golf, and he put us in a position where we're able to earn some pretty good stuff financially, so that's something we're very grateful for," Scheffler said. Tiger's contributions to the game, when you look at where the purses were at before he came out on tour to where they are at now, is a pretty stark difference, and we're very thankful for his contributions to the game, and hopefully we'll see him back out here competing again soon. The prize money record may fall, but one financial figure remains far out of reach for any current player. Forbes reported that Woods has earned nearly $2 billion before tax across his professional golf career, including a PGA Tour record of $121 million in prize money. In 2022, Forbes certified him as a billionaire, making him only the second active athlete ever with that distinction after LeBron James. His investments include 2 homes on Jupiter Island, a golf course design business, and the high-end miniature golf chain PopStroke. The latest Forbes projections place his net worth at $1.5 billion, making him the 2,677th richest person in the world. Scheffler's net worth is estimated at $110 million. Even while absent from competition, Woods has been shaping what the PGA Tour will look like. On August 25th, the Tour announced the season-ending structure of its new competitive model, beginning in 2028. Under the new system, the PGA Tour Championship Series finale becomes the season's final 72-hole stroke play event, featuring the top 90 players in the standings. The winner of that event finishes number one on the season-ending points list. The top 32 players then advance to a match play competition held over 2 weeks to determine the Tour Championship winner. The competition begins with 8 groups of 4 golfers playing 3 separate matches over 3 days. The top 2 players in each group advance, with a playoff breaking any ties. The final 16 then meet in a head-to-head bracket until 2 players remain for the championship. Woods serves as chairman of the Future Competitions Committee, the group that developed this structure. Brian Roloff has repeatedly credited him for that work. Woods posted his reaction on Instagram. "The conclusion of the season should be worthy of the journey it takes to get there," Woods wrote. "Today's announcement is a result of the hard work and passion of our players, excited to usher in a new era of match play on the PGA Tour." The move toward match play connects directly to his own record. Woods owns a career mark of 54 wins, 20 losses, and 2 halved matches in professional singles match play. When the Tour promoted the announcement, it included a throwback to his 2006 World Golf Championships match play meeting with Stephen Ames. Before facing Woods, Ames was asked about his chances. "Anything can happen, especially with where he's hitting the ball," Ames said. Woods defeated him 9-8. Afterwards, he offered 5 words that became part of the sport's history. "I think he understands now." That level of dominance was described years later by a longtime Golf Channel broadcaster, Rich Lerner, who recalled interviewing Els before the 2011 United States Open and asking how it felt to compete against Woods at his peak. Els described a conversation with his own father during the 2000 season. "You have no idea what we're dealing with," which returns the story to the reason Els believes the senior circuit fits. Woods has said publicly that his inability to walk a golf course is one of the largest obstacles to his return. On the PGA Tour Champions, golf carts are permitted. Speaking at this year's Genesis Invitational, Woods explained the situation directly. "I've had a fused back and now a disc replacement, so it's challenging," he said. "And now I entered a new decade, so that number is starting to sink in and has us thinking about the opportunity to be able to play in a cart." He then drew the distinction between the 2 circuits. "That's something that, as I said, I won't do out here on this tour because I don't believe in it. But on the Champions Tour, that's certainly that opportunity." Woods has not announced plans to join the PGA Tour Champions and has not set a date for a competitive return. After September 8th, his next scheduled public moment is the Nexus Cup. The amateur event hosted by his foundation is set for September 14th and 15th at Liberty National Golf Club, with an evening function at the Nexus Club, New York. Proceeds benefit the TGR Foundation. He traditionally hits golf balls for guests and takes part in meet and greets as host, though his attendance this year remains unconfirmed. Reports indicate his next likely competitive appearances would come in December at the PGA Tour parent-child event alongside his son and possibly the Hero World Challenge. And his son, Charlie Woods, 17, has just begun his final season at Benjamin School with 2 Florida State championships already on his record before moving on to Florida State University. At the 2025 Class 1A State Championship, he shot a 4-under par 68, the lowest score posted by any golfer that day. At the United States Junior Amateur at Saucon Valley Country Club on July 22nd, a spectator's phone camera went off during his backswing in a 14-player playoff. "Really, man?" he said. He made bogey and was eliminated. Beyond those dates, the schedule of Tiger Woods remains unclear. Subscribe to the channel for full coverage of the September 8th hearing and every update on his return, and leave a comment telling us whether Tiger Woods should play on the PGA Tour Champions.